Welcome to the Comics League. I am your host, Jared, and today we have a good one. We are talking about Luke Skywalker versus the Master Chief. Yes, you heard me correctly. We are going to examine what would realistically happen if Luke Skywalker, somehow the multiverse opens, and Luke Skywalker fights with the Master Chief. Now, watch to the end because I will be dropping a hint at my next battle, which will be taking place at the end of tomorrow's X-Men episode. So in other words, I'll be giving you a hint at tomorrow's battle. So let's get started. So I will share my screen real quick. Hope you guys are having a great day. And Luke Skywalker versus the Master Chief. Let me begin the slideshow. So now, the battle of a century. So let's start with Luke Skywalker. What are his advantages? Let me move this camera screen over to here. Okay, so what are his advantages? So he's got immense power. The Force and Force Crush and Force Healing. Basically, he's got a lot of superpowers. Let's put it that way. Now, he also has a lightsaber, which, okay, that gives him a slight advantage over the Master Chief. Because I'm under the belief that the lightsaber is better than the energy sword. You guys can correct me on that one. But it's because I've never seen the lightsaber cut through I've never seen the energy sword cut through a solid rock, except in the animes where they sort of embellish it. So I'm like, okay. But again, lightsaber. Second, Luke Skywalker has like the Master Chief. This is kind of their characteristic. Like the Master Chief, Luke has tactical acumen, meaning he's a tactician. He knows how to lead a team and accomplish a mission. Now, he also has experience leading large-scale forces, like Episode 6. Anytime he's a fighter pilot, he pretty much leads that team. He's a Jedi Master, so he leads the new Jedi Order. So in other words, he has experience leading large and powerful groups. So the Master Chief, John 117. He's a Spartan 2 super soldier. So there you go there. Enhanced with heightened reflexes, a metal skeleton, except not like Wolverine. Heightened reflexes. He has elite combat training, which was developed since he was 12 years old. Second off, he's a veteran of countless battles against the Covenant. Countless battles where he should have died, but he didn't. For instance, he and his Spartan team managed to infiltrate a Covenant space station, take it out from the inside and exfil. They only lost a couple of Spartans, but the point is that he was able to accomplish the impossible because they assumed that was going to be a suicide mission. But no, the Master Chief has something that Cortana saw, but everyone else didn't. Can you guess? Luck. Was she wrong? Yeah. Hey, Halo 3 people will know that. So he's a veteran of countless battles. He's also an expert of in any weapon, which is demonstrated by the fact that you can pick up any weapon in the game and use it to proficiency. So he can use a AR, a battle rifle, let's see what else, an energy sword, which will be important in this thing. A gravity hammer, any type of Covenant weapon. And then he's got the Mjolnir power armor, which further enhances his strength and reflexes. It also covers him in a protective energy shield, and it provides him with motion tracker capabilities. So he's a badass. Let me put it that way. Who wins? Now, yes, in this battle, realistically, the Chief would be using a lightsaber because let's face it, if he comes at Luke with anything but a lightsaber, Luke's just going to deflect it away. As we saw in The Mandalorian in the image on my left, it was I'm like, you're not taking down Luke Skywalker with ranged weapons. It's not going to happen. You're going to have, if you have any realistic chance, you're going to do it through the energy sword, through a melee weapon. And the energy sword's really the gravity hammer could probably at least disrupt Luke, but I feel like he would cut the hammer in half. So, sword. I'd say Luke Skywalker wins. I gotta give it to Luke, because here's why. in Halo 4, when the Didact awoke, he kind of called you to him using the Force. I'm sorry because it worked out, but it's like he was holding you there with the Force and started to crush you. And honestly, when I was compiling this episode and I was trying to figure out based on the points I made who would win, it's got to be Luke, because he would just Force crush the Master Chief like he did to that Death Trooper. I mean, it's Death Trooper? No, Dark Trooper. Because as we saw in Mandalorian Season 2, Gideon was hyping up those Dark Troopers as like badasses. He was like, they're invincible. You'll never be able to defeat them. And even Mando only was able to defeat one by launching into space and then returned to the ship. The only reason why he was able to escape is because Luke Skywalker showed up. And the last thing he did to a Dark Trooper was Force crush it. I feel like even through the Chief's shields, Chief would charge at him. Luke would just force grab him and just crush him. That's it. Mission done. That's the end of the battle. That's what I got in terms of who would win, Luke or the Master Chief. But it's just like, that's realistically what I think would happen, because it's like, if it weren't for the Force, I would give this to Master Chief, because the Chief's got the reflexes, the Chief's got the training. I really feel like with the Force, it gives Luke a inordinate advantage. Now, if we're talking Master Chief or Mandalorian, I'm giving it to Chief because of Chief's enhancements. Like, he has enhanced strength, speed, durability, and the armor backs that up. As far as I know, Beskar armor does not increase your strength. It increases your durability, to be sure, but not necessarily your ability to not necessarily the force with which you punch. So So in that case, it would be Chief. But because we brought in the Force, and this is why I'm traditionally a fan of non-Force characters more than Force characters, because I find that a lot of Jedi and Sith use the Force as a crutch. While you have characters like Mandalorian, they're surviving these elaborate scenarios with their wits, not because of some mystical energy field that surrounds all living things. That's at least my opinion. If you guys have your own unique opinions, you can drop them in the comments. I'd love to read them. And maybe you guys can educate me on if you think the Master Chief would beat Luke Skywalker. With the Force, I just don't think that would work out. Because we literally have an example of this happening. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this crossover episode. We're going to start doing a little bit more of this. We're going to start incorporating more segments into the other episodes. Like I said, tomorrow we're going to be doing another matchup at the end of tomorrow's Uncanny Academy of X-Men. Figured that'd be a fun thing to do to like incentivize you guys to watch through the entire video. I put something nice at the end that you guys might want to see, or skip to the end. I really don't care. Anyway, guys, hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Thank you for the clearly positive response to our Kingdom Come episode. Really appreciating that. The views just keep coming in. And I will see you guys tomorrow for Uncanny Academy of X-Men lore. Bye-bye.